Oh my god, is that his like lumpy space?
So welcome to Games Overboard, everyone. I'm PJ.
No, I don't want to talk now.
He really thinks he's that important?
I'm Shanna.
He's the co-host.
I'm Maria.
Jack.
I guess I'm Matt.
I'm the co-host, co-creator. You came along later, buddy. Do you post anything to social media? No, you do not. Do you do any editing? No, you do not.
But he plays the games.
So?
Does that
Start
mean
a fight tonight?
Does that mean
Anyways.
Danger and
I
Dice
always
is a
start a fight.
collaborative there? Or can I claim that one then?
Which one?
Anyways.
Danger and Dice.
Yeah, originally it was all Danger and Dice.
All right. So, listeners, first off, I apologize for the screaming children. We have play date going on upstairs. So there's an ambience to the evening today.
Yes, it's called absolute fucking chaos.
It's called Welcome to the Well House Exorcism. Our demons were not exorcised.
You can actually
The
exercise...
exorcism's happening right now.
Oh no, we can exercise these demons a lot easier. It's called Benadryl. Or tranquilizers. Ether.
PJ,
Someone
just
get
open
me
the
the
file.
phone.
It's the Ether Bunny.
It's the nap time. Bump.
Where is nap time? I need some of that.
This is just chloroform.
We're getting off track.
Anyway.
So, we have a huge group of people today.
Yes.
When he's moving his arms and moving that, are you hearing all that
No,
bumping?
it's fine.
You sure? Okay.
Yeah. So we have a big group of people today. A lot of people here today.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yes.
It's a party of 6.
Yeah. We played Here to Slay.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah!
I was just gonna say, party of 6 better than party of 5. That show fucking sucked.
I like even numbers, so party of 6 is a good number. I bought this card game for my gifted kids, actually, so I talked PJ into playing it so I could see how it works. So I
Yep.
can use it in my classroom.
And I liked the title, so I'm like, yeah, sure, let's give it a go.
And as we all know, Jack is a gifted student.
Yeah. Now, going into it,
What?
I really thought this was just going to be a dumb, cheap card game, you know, like some generic thing that we would play once and then get rid of. But this game's pretty deep.
It's fun.
It is.
fun.
It's very deceptive. The artwork is pretty neat. It's cutesy animals in badassery garb and everything, so that's a lot of fun to watch.
It's cute woodland critters, D&D LARPing. That's all what it is.
Yeah.
Including a drunk.
Because you
also
are...
something very close to bronies, I feel.
Yeah.
With those unicorns.
Oh yeah, the unicorns definitely have a My Little Pony Friendship is Magic vibe.
Yeah. So you're putting together adventurers, like you're putting together parties by drawing cards and drafting them in front of you. And they all have the typical D&D classes, like wizard and rogue and barbarian and thief and things like that.
Fighter, rogue. Oh no, fighter, thief, guardian, which should be paladin, but
Yep.
ranger, wizard,
Bard.
and bard. Yep.
Cool. Those.
Yep.
I didn't want to say it, but I have to. Who gives a fuck?
The DM of Danger and Dice.
Matt does.
Cockwomble.
Matt has his
These
hand
two
up.
don't. They don't matter. That's not
Matter
true.
more than you.
That's
called
not
the
true.
peace
I love you very, very much.
I barely tolerate your existence, Dan.
Put the buttons in the holes.
That is a shared sentiment.
That's fine.
The energy you're feeling in this podcast was the energy we felt while playing the game.
Oh yeah.
We just finished playing. People are still angry.
I want to actually explain that. If you have slightly contentious players, it plays a lot like Munchkin, where you can save up all your things to mess your friends over.
Yeah, there are a lot of take that cards.
Oh yes, there are a lot of take that cards.
But then there are a lot of cards you can use to protect yourself, or like when you kill a monster, or your hero that you are has like they have abilities that will protect you against these. I love your hat. Against these, attack that, or take that cards.
Taxis.
Taxis.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Swing for Aladdin.
Sometimes the taxis just.
Are they
Drives
yellow
in.
or are they black and checkered?
I was thinking like a London cabbie. You know,
Yeah,
it's
so
all
it'd be black and
Not
checkered.
culture.
They're not really checkered.
Go with
Yeah,
the
they're just
gypsy cabs. You
black,
get a better
right?
deal.
Mulatto.
Anyway.
Or the old New
your
York
skin.
cabbies.
Oh, yeah.
Miss those.
You're not
too.
Arabian.
Yeah. Anyways.
Back on topic.
So, Shanna, you bought the game. So tell us, what did you think about it? What were your thoughts initially?
So I bought it because it looked adorable.
Uh-huh.
And I was looking for a card game that would be easy to play in my gifted class. I was also looking for a game that wouldn't take more than an hour because I only have X amount of minutes with my kids. And I was hoping that if it was an easy enough game to teach, I could teach my other students in my classrooms that aren't gifted during regular days because we're getting close to the end of the school year. And so that means that some kids are going to be finishing up like Smart Futures, others going to be working on their research papers, other kids will get done early. And when that happens, I usually give them some kind of accelerated work after the PSSAs. I kind of want to let them have some free time because I'm quite the teacher who keeps giving you more work, not bad work and not like more aggressive work, but I give you acceleration opportunities. So kids who finished their work just earlier this week, they got to create a poem and then publish it. So they actually sent it for contests.
Would you be one of those teachers that I never got lucky enough to have? I'm like, oh, I'm done with my work. I want to sit here and read the book I'm reading.
So
no.
I allow that too. Yeah,
Oh,
I have
oof.
AR journals. Yeah, so they have options when like they finish. But again, I like to make sure they're working because if they're not working, I have 8th graders. They're going to be all over the place because, monkeys. So this game, I was hoping I could get like a full 6 round of kids to play, because I have those tables in the back of my classroom. And I feel that if I taught this to just a couple kids, they'd be able to teach anybody. It's that easy. I think the playability is really simple, that if I were to teach it to like, say, 3 of my kids, they could teach it to anybody who wants to play.
Do not watch the How to Play video.
That was useless.
Jeez,
No.
that was terrible.
No, that's
like,
what-
just read the book and like set the cards up as you're going through the little. It's like a 1-page front and back instruction manual, and just do it as you're playing. Like, don't read it ahead of time. Just sit down and it says like deal 5 cards, everyone. Okay, and do that, and then move on to the next step, and it'll be like pick a hero. Okay, do that, and just move. Follow it as you play, and it all makes sense. And there are reference cards that really help.
Yeah, follow the
With
reference
playing
card.
the game.
My only, again, I don't have any complaints really about it. When we get to that part, I'll talk about, the box.
Yeah, the cons and
Yeah.
everything.
But, in general, I think it's good for pretty much any age. None of it's really inappropriate. Some of the cards are hilarious, like the tipsy, drinking, whatever
Tipsy
animal it was.
Tootie.
Yeah, Tipsy Tootie, that's right. Yeah. There's also...
Scottish squirrel.
And
Yeah.
your guy, the napping one.
The napping guy was, I think, very helpful.
Napping Niddles.
Napping Nibbles was
So-
the best bard ever.
So let's get into how it plays. You have 3 points that you can spend on your turn, and most of it's like 1-point actions, like draw a card, play a card, roll for an ability on the card, play a card on someone else. Then for 2 points, you can slay a monster. First person to slay 3 monsters wins.
Or
Or if you have one of each suit, you also win that way. In your party. And so to make a party, is the play a card action. You put it in front of you and you have a party member. And there's no limit to parties. Or party size. Then there is for 3 points, you can discard all your cards and draw up to 5. That's the game. Like, really, that's the game. Again, a lot of take that because they're like curse cards you can put on people. There are modifier cards. So when someone rolls to kill the monster, you can be like, -4. Or if you're rolling to kill the monster, you can be like, +3 on me. Something like that. To give yourself a little boost there.
And also, I actually do like the challenge card system where they're just a
Yeah.
card that says challenge, where if they go to use an ability or a card, you can just challenge it. And then you have to roll off to see if it works.
Yeah, you both roll the dice, and whoever has the highest score determine,
Which I like because it gives you a way to balance out the gotcha cards.
Yeah.
Which again, that is one of the complaints I have with Munchkin is that if you just stockpile gotcha cards, you can just hamstring the game. Whereas these allow you to kind of like get past that easily.
Yeah. So that's the game. Components, it's cards.
Yep.
But how do we like the card quality and all that? Because we bought this off Temu, which is like Wish, but instead of based from China, they have warehouses here in America, so it's faster shipping. But it's the same basic idea as Wish. And I was afraid it'd be like a counterfeit copy because it was only like $8. Doesn't seem like it though.
No.
No, the card quality is really good. They're nice. They're glossy. They're thick. Like think of like normal bicycle playing cards.
Yeah.
That's the type of quality. You
But
get.
with they have like a satin finish on them too.
Yeah.
They have this
There's
nice.
also a nice texture to them.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
And also, the
or
art-
linen. I mean, linen finish.
The art is very in keeping with the theme. Again, it is very cutesy. It's very like it's very My Little Pony, that kind of era of animation.
Yeah.
But it makes perfect sense for the game
Looks like
because it never.
looks like Pokemon.
Yeah, I could see that too. Like it never seems particularly insane. Like it's very in keeping with the theme, which
Very
I think is
uniform art style too. Like a lot
Oh,
of these
yeah.
cards, like card games, the art style varies from card to card and things like that. Where
What was
this
the
is
deck building game where you have the two different like universes that you and I
Smash
were,
Up.
Smash Up. That one, the art style was so all over the place.
Yeah.
Which
This one is
that was
pretty
the point of that one.
consistent. Well, yeah, that is true. Yep.
yes, but for something like this, it's all very consistent.
I got Marvel Smash Up now too.
That and also I like how they keep themes like all of the guardians are all like horses, unicorns, like
The heroes are like rabbits.
oh well the
certain
wizards,
types of heroes.
The wizards are all rabbits.
Yeah.
The Rangers are foxes.
Foxes. The
Fighters are bears.
Thieves are raccoons.
Thieves are raccoons. Yep.
Yeah.
well, that's just only fitting.
Trash pandas.
Shiny.
I love raccoons. I really
I
want
actually,
one.
Trash
I actually
pandas.
didn't even notice that until just
Yeah.
now. But yeah, that's pretty great.
And so, like I said, they keep the theme really, really like they keep it very consistent, and you can just by kind of looking at a card, you can be like, "Oh, this is going to be this kind of like,
Yeah.
it's a glowy, it's a lot of yellows. Oh, it's going to be a guardian, and it's a unicorn. It's definitely a guardian.
What I liked is that there's not too many random cards.
Yes.
Like Munchkin gets like pretty crazy because the cards have there's so many different features for Munchkin. Like you just have a modifier where you can add or minus.
Yeah, and out of
points
like
and stuff.
300 cards, there's only one card that's like designed for a male, for a man, which is the Gentleman's Club and so on. Where like for here, like if you want a modifier card, pretty good chances if you draw like 5 cards, you'll find it in
Yeah.
there,
But like everything is so simple. Like the item cards make sense. They're simple to follow. The curse cards are simple to follow. I like that there's just masks so you can turn your heroes into something different when necessary. Like,
Yeah.
but again, it's all straightforward.
Quick thing, actually, they're not raccoons. They're cats. The thieves are all cats.
Really?
Even better. Yeah.
Yep.
Still makes a lot.
It makes a lot of sense. You can tell by the tail.
Yeah.
Yep, it's
Good
cat.
point, good point.
It's cat, which is adorable.
It's
Actually,
cat.
I think the one I had a mask on. So
I-
maybe that's where
I'm not
getting
sure,
it from.
PJ, but I think it was a cat. I don't know why I got that.
But anyway, so the point is, like, they keep it's very consistent. Like,
Yeah.
you can just look at an art and kind of guess what it's going to be.
Yep.
Which is very nice.
And there are some games where that doesn't matter. There's a game coming to Kickstarter this month, Party Wanted, that we
right.
interviewed the designer Eric Lorton about it.
Yeah.
And design is all over
all
the
over
place.
the place, but it looks great.
But yeah, it for whatever reason it works for that game.
It's so random.
It does, and it's a game that you can be your inner frat bro, and drink like it says on the cards, or you can just play it. You can play it straight.
But don't die from the drinking.
I think PJ, we're going to have to try both versions after whoever gets their bar set up first.
Yeah, right.
That's what we'll do it. You
beat you
have
to
a
it.
big head start on me because I'm still renovating the entire frame house.
Yeah.
But Dan, Star Guy contest.
Oh, don't do this with me. I'll beat you every time.
That's true. He will. when that card comes up in Party Wanted, I'm not facing Dan.
Nothing will ever beat the Gatekeeper from Nightmare.
Oh, that's true.
That staring contest is the worst. Matt, have you played Nightmare? I'm pretty sure you've played Nightmare.
Oh, wait a minute. We're talking about the
video?
the VHS.
Yeah.
tape.
It's right there. It's right
Oh,
there on the
boy.
shelf.
Yes, I own a copy.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm sorry, my first experience with that, I'll never forget. Who's the young one? Jared. Dan! Yes! Dan's the young one! No, dude, I'm the 27th, you're the 29th. Shit! Who's the young one?
Answer me, maggot!
It's me! You're a maggot! Oh, no!
Actually, we should play that again sometime.
Halloween. That's what we
Yeah,
want that
we
to
would
be
do
our
that.
Halloween episode.
Yes,
I have to
I'm
crack
so
out a
down for
VHS
that.
player.
I've got a
It's on
bunch of them.
YouTube.
Oh,
So
okay.
we'll just pop it on the
Yeah, I
Xbox
can
down here.
dig it.
Oh, the second one.
second one.
Nightmare 2. Yo, Baron, I can dig it.
Scott side tangenty. Going back to the game we're actually talking about.
No, we
I was
like
gonna say, have you listened to this
I do too.
podcast? This
I do.
happens all the
I know.
Side
time.
tangents make it fun.
Jack hasn't been on this since Sniper Elite.
I know.
That was like episode 4 or 5.
Go away.
It's a long time ago.
You get
Because-
finger and dice.
Because I have a very complicated schedule, and you
You
guys just
do.
record on Fridays when I work.
Yep.
It's true.
Or Saturdays, whichever one day I'm not getting screwed over.
Yeah.
Which are the days I work?
It happens.
Anyways.
It happens.
So, what works for this
Yeah,
game?
Dan, what worked for you for this?
What worked for me? Everything. The rules on this were really easy to follow.
Yep.
The artwork was great, really keeps you engaged, and of course, all the cool little things that you have on your cards, like
we
the
discussed that.
monster cards that you go after. If you defeat them, you get a neat little special bonus that you can add
Yeah.
to your characters while you play. So it gives you a lot of incentive to not just go after the whole 6 in your hero group to win, but it really gives you a good push to say, you know what, let's make this game fast. Go for those monsters.
Yeah.
How about you, Matt?
I gotta agree with Dan on most of it. I found most amusing were the names of our heroes. Fuzzy
All the
Cheeks.
names. We didn't even get to the names. That's right.
we didn't really delve into it as we were playing through it, but they come up and it's like, who thought of this? 'Cause it's
Wiggles.
right-
Wiggles was one.
Yep.
And,
I have Iron Resolve here. That one's boring. I need a funny one.
I had Barry Wise.
Very
Oh, yeah,
wise.
Very Wise is a good name.
Wiggles was one.
Here's
Yeah.
Fluffy, the wizard.
Fluffy the
I'm a little
Wiggles
jealous.
was funny.
Wiggles
Yeah,
was
Wiggles
great.
the wizard.
Slippery Paws, the thief. Blundering Puma, another thief.
There was that gray one.
Oh, yeah. Sirius Gray instead of Sirius Black.
It's awesome.
Dodgy Dealer. Oh, there's a decoy doll. I didn't know we had one of those. Nice. Here's Tough Teddy. He's a fighter. Silent Shadow.
Of course he's a fighter. He's a bear.
Yeah. Fair.
Again, it all just makes sense in terms of like the theme of it all. Anyone else have anything that works that they want to
What
talk
about you, Maria? What worked for you?
I just liked it because it was fun. And
Yeah.
It was fun to play with everybody. It was easy
I
going.
like that goes up to 6 people, which is really nice.
Yeah, it was easy
Oh, yeah.
going, easy flowing.
Yeah. I don't like games that are like ridiculously mean. This was like I like games like this where you can just sit, talk to friends, and have fun. I agree.
Yeah.
With just a little bit of just screwing each other over.
Only
just
just
a bit.
attacking
Well, that makes it
Jack
fun.
and
but
PJ.
that
And
tactically
Danny.
is
So
really-
what works
Because
for
they're the best
me,
at games all the time.
and we'll talk about this in favorite moments. So I'll just say the depth that you can hit with this game.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll get to that when we get to favorite moments.
I'm gonna say what I think worked is when you kind of figure them out is the abilities and the ability to combo things. Like I was combining abilities that by themselves are kind of useless, but
Yeah.
together was guaranteeing me victories.
Yeah.
Like-
Like there's no way we could stop you with that
Yeah.
final.
Because
Final win.
I found one of the guardians gave you the ability of a +5 on any roll, but it was a really low chance of getting it. So I made it so I had a better chance of having that activate, and then that just meant that I could get and with my hero's ability, I was getting a guaranteed +6 on my attacks against monsters. Which,
Yeah.
when the monsters only maybe have 9 or 10 health, it's very easy to get that 3 or 4 on the dice roll
Yeah.
to guarantee that win. So there's actually a surprising amount of depth if you start paying attention and try to get up the right combos.
Yeah.
There is a little bit of randomness, but it's very easy to adjust your strategy depending on what you end up with.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So let's move on to what doesn't work. Is there anything that doesn't work in this game?
So, you know me, I always complain about the boxing. I didn't realize that it's just free floating.
There's something like an earthquake going on upstairs.
No,
But-
that's the demon.
That's the demons.
That's
Demons.
the other pot demon.
But I mean,
Oh,
there's
that's right. There's so
what would you
can I
do
discuss
for
this
it,
first?
though?
Like,
Sure.
Well, so obviously I'm gonna need
That's all he thinks about.
there are some games that come with sleeves. Like for example, there's the bring your own book game that I have. It has little sleeves to hold the stacks of cards. So like this could deal with even like a little plastic sleeve, not rubber bands, but sleeves.
Yeah.
So that's something. I know that they're free-floating cards, and I shouldn't really be too complainy. And the monster cards and your main party leader card, like, that's fine to have at the bottom. So you can put these other cards on top. But again, I would prefer there to be something to hold them. Yeah. I also don't like that the dice just sit on top of the cards and you put the box on top. Like, that just to me is kind of weird.
No room for expansions. That's for
obviously,
sure.
no room for expansions. Which, we already have 6 players. I'm not sure. Maybe at some point we'll realize, like, which cards are strong and we should definitely have. Because there's always that card
A way
game.
to metagame.
Yeah. Like, if I get this brony over here, I'm with this magic item, I'm going to win.
Yeah.
So, like, at some point we'll probably realize that connection, and we'll have that complaint like we have for Cards Against Humanity. After a while, cards is kind of boring to play because you know what card goes with which black card.
And that also depends on who you play with.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, that for me, just in terms of like the box is nice. It's very sturdy. I just wish that, I'll get rubber bands.
Even a simple divider, so that way they couldn't slide into each other, would at least help keep them in place a little bit better.
Yeah, but if there was a divider, I mean, maybe on the middle that would work. But then there's the hero cards that to go on top. So like, I see like what they did was they maximized how small this box can be, which I do appreciate that for our plethora of games.
Yeah.
It will fit nicely in one of our little cubbies.
So, yeah. My only real complaint with it is I fear that as we play it more, we'll notice the same gameplay loop that Munchkin has. Because I noticed it just as we were playing this, is like I killed 2 monsters. So when I was going for my third, it was a dogpile gang up to stop me from doing it, which is exactly how Munchkin plays out.
Yeah.
Once you go from level 9 to level 10, it's like everyone who's been saving those gotcha cards, like that's when they show up.
Yeah.
And I feel like that gameplay loop is the same in this, that those cards are going to be held on to until that final round.
Well, and something that I totally forgot too until Jack said it. He was looking over at Maria's pal because she was just like collecting all these heroes, and he goes, "Well, what designs do you have there?" And I'm like, "What does it matter? We're killing 3 dragons." And he was like, "No, you have 2 ways you can win. Look at the other side of your card." And it's true. It says on the one side, slay 3 monster cards, or end your turn with 6 different classes in your party. And so I thought, and this is my fault for being stupid, but I thought that you chose, before you started playing, we're going to play to kill 3 dragons, all of us.
No one is stupid.
Yeah, so that's when I got confused. Thank you. I appreciate that. So if I know that you're getting close, I would just hold lots of different hero cards in my hand and just slam them down and win.
Yeah, and that's why there are a lot of cards that have the ability of discard a card or sacrifice a hero, to like try to keep people from filling up that party.
That, and the other thing is, if you're not paying very close attention to your cards, you realize that there are a lot of abilities that you could just accidentally not end up with. Like, it took a lot of us 3 times around until a lot of you realized that your hero has an ability that would affect the gameplay loop.
Yeah.
Oh, I noticed that right off the bat. I just couldn't use it.
Me too.
Yeah, that's something I wanted Matt to chime in on, because he's like, "Oh my God, there's so much I could have done."
Well, yeah, you're trying to keep in mind what everyone else around you has, and then you just kind of forget to look and see the little paragraph at the bottom of the card. But I'm getting old, so I need that in bigger print. I'll never get it, but that's life.
Are you sure we don't need to get you bifocals?
I was going to say magnifying glass.
Ooh, I like the magnifying glass.
Yeah, magnifying glass would be nice, and you keep your nose out of my bifocals.
I don't want my nose in your bifocals.
We're not going to discuss that here. We're supposed to keep this PG.
No, we're not. Have you heard this podcast?
It has an E for a reason.
Make a spicy slap.
Maybe you just need new glasses.
Who knows?
Spicy slaps.
But yeah, I have to agree. About the 3rd or 4th time for me going around and starting to pay attention to it, because now we got to get the. Once you play this a few times, I think it'll be a whole lot. It'll be a different. What's the word I'm going for? Environment or not environment?
A different experience.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's
where I'm
I
going.
think the other thing is, like, to house rule it is that it might be a good idea when you house rule is that you don't get to pick your hero at the beginning, because certain heroes lend themselves to other play styles.
Well, I was gonna say, like, I chose the Shadow Claw, the party leader thief, just because it was a blue card.
Yeah.
But the card was completely useless for me. Because it says once per your turn, you may spend an action point to pull a card from their player's hand. So I would literally have to waste one of my points to do that.
Yeah.
Whereas if you have like
Mine was the ranger.
the cloaked sage, each time you play a magic card, draw a card. So if you play a card, you get one for free.
Some cards feel objectively better than
And I was going to
others.
say, if you play a combat, like a more combative style or a more monster slaying style, the ranger just gives you a +1 to
Yeah, the
every
ranger,
monster
yeah.
attack.
Says each time you roll an attack to attack a monster card, add one to your
Just
roll.
add one, yeah.
And
Actually-
so it's better than...
And with the one I had, it was a +2 to a roll when you got challenged.
Yeah. Which, if
Which-
you're not playing a high challenge game, that's all but useless.
Yep.
So I think it might be one of those things where adding that one little thing of randomization might force people to play a different play style. Like, I got lucky in that you just like, everyone had already picked her. I'm like, okay, I'll just take one. And I end up with the ranger.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I can play a much more aggressive style. And the other thing is, like,
It's
you said,
nice because it forces people to play a style they're not used to.
yes,
But if they don't want to play that,
then it becomes a
then
problem.
there's an issue
Right.
here.
Now, see, that's all well and good for this group of people if we
Yeah.
play it again. But for others, I think that's something that they're going to have to figure out for themselves.
Themselves, yeah.
Which is fine. Don't let us tell you how to play the damn
game,
thing. It's
yeah.
up to you.
Yep.
Like I said, if you're worried about people metagaming, I think that might be a good rule. I was just going to say, like, a good house rule if you're worried about metagaming a lot.
If you're worried about
Yeah.
that. But,
for sure.
again,
Play.
that's
It's your
that
game.
play it.
Figure that out with your group.
Right,
Exactly,
play it.
yeah.
And then you guys can decide after a few
Yeah.
games of
Oh, yeah.
getting pissed off at each other what you want to do. Jack!
I'm going to be honest. I went into this with a very simple rule. I was not aiming to win. I was
just
just
aiming to
make
piss
sure.
off everybody else.
No, I was aiming to make sure you lost, Dan. That was my goal.
Well, you know what?
And you succeeded.
Yes. I don't think you have to realize PJ and I, when we play Munchkin with 3 people or more, it's rarely about making one of us win. It's about making sure the other one loses.
That's
Yeah.
true. But I will say, we came together very well to stop PJ dead in his tracks.
Exactly.
Which segues us into favorite moments.
Exactly.
Which mine is definitely, and it sounds like yours might be too. I'm going for my final monster to kill, and I'm like, roll the dice, and boom, I have enough to hit it. And then someone throws down a card. Oh, -2 to your roll. I'm like, okay, fine. I put a modifier down that adds 3, so I'm still 1 over the limit. And then 2 other people throw in modifier cards. I'm like, hold up. Like, we need to do some math right now.
That and also the challenge. And you're like, oh, that doesn't really
Oh
matter.
yeah,
I'm
and
like,
then my roll got challenged.
I challenged you, boy. I got you.
he's like, it's not going to matter. I'm like, yeah, well, because it'll put you under the... Oh, God, I lose the people, though.
But then my character had all these additions too, so I'm like, okay, add 1 to this, and add 1 I got a challenge. I can roll and add 1 to the roll there. Okay, and so I'm just like, like it's that meme where like numbers are over my head.
That was the other thing. Is like I was actually, this is not like favorite moment thing, but I was paying attention that each of the monsters gives you a unique ability at the bottom.
yeah.
And there was one where I'm like, if I could have gotten it instead of somebody else, I could have basically guaranteed almost any monster kill because it gave you a +2 attacks. It was a good +2
That was
attacks.
mine, yeah.
Yep.
And plus I had the other one gave me another plus, and I would have been guaranteeing that like I would have had a huge plus to any monster attack right from the start.
You have had to roll like Snake Eyes or something
Yeah,
to fail. that.
Oh, you mean like what I did?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a delight.
We saw a
Not
couple
Snake
Snake Eyes.
Eyes.
Yeah, Maria got some
They're
snake
double
eyes.
unicorns.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, so we're doubly horny.
So it was
Yeah.
a duocorn or a bicorn
Ooh,
as opposed to the pentacorn.
Well, we won't talk about the pentacorn. Last time that happened, things got screwy around here.
I was gonna say actually the disease happened.
Yeah.
Almost.
Listen to Danger and Dice to find out about
Yeah.
the Pentacorn.
Oh, the pentacorn.
Goddamn Pentacorn.
I don't want to talk about it.
I nearly
covered
went to
in
the
slime.
light in that one.
Yeah.
Are you sure it wasn't a bug zapper?
No, my character was on the floor. He was
was the
hurting.
on. Oh, was it a where's he going? He's going nowhere.
Yeah, where are you going?
Yep.
Nowhere.
Shout out to Danger and Dice. Please watch. It's great.
Yes.
Watch.
Or listen. It's on both YouTube and also although there isn't an
So they
We
could
know.
watch and
We're in
just
charge
just
of it.
stare
We
at
know
the
it's on
icon
YouTube.
on the
Don't
screen.
talk to
Exactly.
me.
Right, you could watch with your ears.
Yeah.
That makes no
right.
sense.
Makes total sense.
Anyone else have a favorite moment or anything? Like, that was, like, really the only standout moment I can think of. The rest of it was just kind of playing cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of my favorite moments were just picking up the card and for the first time just being like,
Yeah.
Actually, surprisingly,
Fuzzy cheeks, wiggles.
That's right.
one of my favorite moments was actually having Maria steal Wiggles, because I had this moment where I had this entire strategy designed with Wiggles' ability. Like, yeah, it's a low action, but if it happens, you can just straight up steal some hero. I'm like, I have this thing. I'm like, I'm going to use this periodically to try to, like, just increase my number so I could get that other win condition. And suddenly she takes it, and I'm like, so I had to, like, take a turn readjusting my strategy because I suddenly had to change what I was doing, which I thought was actually kind of cool, because you'll develop strategies based on who you have on the field and who you have in your hand.
right.
Which I think is actually, this game is a lot deeper than I think Munchkin for that, because you can develop so many different strategies, even though, yes, you're always going to have that, you know, you're down to like the 5 of one type or to 2 monsters, and you're going to be like trying to stop that person at all costs.
Right, you're going to have the same goal, but to get up to that point, you're going to have different strategies to make yourself get there.
Which I think will add actually a lot of replayability.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
All right,
Especially with 6 different heroes and so many different,
Yeah.
like, you know, all the other stuff. Yeah.
So this game goes for... I'm echoing quite a bit here. Hold on a second. All right, so this game goes for $20 retail.
I think I saw it at Target for 20 or something like that. I think it was on sale for like 18 the
I
one
didn't
day.
get it for that much.
No,
I know.
we paid $8.
I was actually thinking about getting the one because it looked cool.
So, yeah, right. So and you can
It's
get.
also made by Unstable Unicorns.
Which
I love
is a
that
delight.
game.
Yeah.
It's so good. So anyways, they have their various expansions on Amazon. You can get a 2-pack of expansions for $20. You can get the game and expansion for $30 if you want to get the base game plus an expansion, so you get some more cards there. But what do you think of that price for the game, and would you recommend it?
Absolutely.
Let's just finish it up here.
I'd like to add in too. It says on here on the instructions, if you're looking for a new challenge or want to bring your own character into the game, you can use our online party leader customizer tool to create your own character.
Oh, cool.
You can use our
Next
artwork
time.
or upload your own to create a party leader that is fully playable in the game. So visit unstableunicorn/here to slay for more details. There you'll also find further rule clarifications, additional gameplay modes, more games and accessories, and other exciting content. So we can make our own party leaders.
The anti-Dan.
The anti-Dan.
The anti-Dan.
Actually,
Dan plays
there's
a card,
one here.
immediately cancel
I'm
it.
not
us
sure what
back.
it's called,
Yes,
but it
it
says
does.
start writing.
That's called Matt.
And its ability is just, if Dan plays a card, immediately cancel it.
Thank you.
We got a
can't
picture
see
of
the
Matt
inside
with
of
his
the-
middle finger out.
But there's, looking at the pictures, there's a dog here. It's called the Pizza Party something. I mean, it's hard to see because it's a small card, but it's a little husky eating pizza. And here's a star that is holding a ketchup and a mustard, and it is riding a shark. So you can make some really weird party leaders.
I love it. So, anyway, so Dan recommends.
Absolutely.
I definitely recommend it. At $20, let's be honest. It's a 6-player game. You can play it a bunch of different times with a bunch of different people.
Less than 20.
Right.
Well, not everyone is going to be going through sketchy sites.
I would like to know how this. Speaking of or less, I would like to know how this game plays at like 2.
I think that's
3,
something
you
you
know?
and I are going to have to...
I think
Yeah.
2 or
Yeah,
3
to
would
do
be
it,
different. I think at 6 people, it's amazing.
Oh yeah,
It's a little bit slow when you're like...
and I realized that like the table kind of gets split. Like I didn't interact with Matt or Maria at all. You know, I didn't really deal with you guys at all.
I think if there's a round table, it'd be different.
Not only
Yeah,
that,
that
but
could
also,
be. It could be.
depends on what people's win condition they were aiming for. Maria, from her cards, was aiming not for the killing one, but for getting the full party.
Yeah.
So I wasn't able to affect that in any way, but I could try to stop Dan or PJ from trying to kill
Yeah.
monsters. And I could just
true.
focus on fighting. So I think it's going to be one of those things that, depending on play styles and depending on heroes and card deals, you will get people that you'll not pay attention, especially at 6 people, where you just don't pay attention to because
That makes sense.
their win condition is different than yours.
Yeah.
But I do agree. I think it's Matt, until he directed affected me, wasn't doing anything, and then he played a curse card. I'm like, okay, that's going to affect my one character.
Yeah,
Fun.
But he's so far away, he couldn't tell like which card to put it on and stuff.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so 2 recommends. Shanna, you bought it. What do you
I
think?
like it. Yeah, I think it's good for kids. Take it into your classroom. It's easy for kids to learn.
Oh yeah.
Yes, Maria. What about you?
Yeah, I'd recommend. It's a fun game to play.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Although if they've got an expansion pack, I'm very actually.
I
The
wanna know what's
character
in it,
creator is what
Yeah,
has
that kind
me
of seals
interested
the
in
deal
it.
there. I want to know.
Definitely.
I won't mess around with that.
This will be a purchase on my behalf.
Listeners,
for
if you
my
want to hear more Matt and Maria, I do believe there's one episode of Danger and Dice where the audio wasn't crap, so I was able to upload that to our site. So one of the early episodes of Danger and Dice, they should be in there.
It would be nice to have a new Danger and Dice with them on it. That's a completely different, just completely random one. We can bring them into 4th year and see how crazy it gets.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So, anyways, guys, this game is great. Even for $20, like if we didn't pay 20, but even for $20, this is a pretty solid buy. I like it.
I'd pay 20 for it.
Oh yeah, 20 is absolutely a great price point.
If you can find it on sale, then definitely buy it. But
yeah, I was gonna say if that happens one of those random sales where it's
Target's buy 2 get 1 free
Free,
deals, get some card games,
or buy one get. They have like buy 2 get 1 free or buy 1 get 1 half off.
Yeah.
Either of those, if you can get it, you get
Wait,
it.
you want me to answer
You
that?
said it was a
yeah,
business
half off at
transaction.
$10. That's a steal for this game. Yeah,
Absolutely, like,
definitely.
I got it for even cheaper
I'm
than
Batman.
that.
I know. Or if you find it on a sketchy site, and I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
You pay attention to Amazon, you could probably get it at a good deal at the right day.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Even at 20, it's a fun game.
Typically, when Target has their buy 2 get 1, Amazon does too.
Yep.
So
Got to keep up with those brick and mortar stores.
oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. I mean, that's
Monkey
just.
see, monkey do.
I was just. That's just
it's
commerce.
It's more like it.
That's just commerce.
Yep. And let's see. There should be one coming up in June because they do it every quarter. Buy 2 get 1. So keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Anyways, that I think is going to round us out. Next week, Dan and I want to talk about the state of gaming
Oh, yes.
and the rise of board gaming versus the downfall of video gaming.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that next time.
That sounds deep.
For those who don't know, E3 was canceled this year, which is the biggest because due to quote lack of support.
Yeah, because
Meanwhile, Gen Con, one of the biggest board gaming conventions in the world, had over 50,000 attendees.
and they actually had enough people that they didn't have enough booths for some of the people that were coming on to there.
Yeah. So that's something we really want to talk about is why this is happening, and is this going to continue, this trend, or what's, so that's something we really want to
Oh yeah.
dive deep into on our next episode.
She's broken.
Now that we got applause, I'm going to end it right here. So,
Any better?
I think that's the most we're ever going to get.
all right, everyone, thanks for listening, and let us know what you think, about E3 and all that going on. So we can use your comments on the show, and
And if you've played Here to Slay, maybe leave a comment about how it went for you.
yeah, if you have any games you would like us to try, there's still a lot in my collection we haven't touched yet, and a lot more that I would like to purchase, and you could give me some recommendations on that.
Don't make that a question. Put your foot down, boy.
Or anyone you would like us to interview.
Ah, yes. That's
We'll email them and say, hey, can you be on our show? And
Can you come out and play?
according to other designers we talked to, they said that you would be surprised how many designers just want to come on, regardless of how small your podcast is. Just talk about games.
Yeah.
Not even their games particularly, just games in general.
I like it.
So, guys, if you want to hear us talk to, in our free-form style interviews that we do, let us know what designers you'd like to hear from. So, anyways, that's it for us for this week. Have a great week, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Yo.